Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ready Set Pop. My name is Mariel Basori, greeting you from Mexico City, and I'm here with two of the most handsome men in the world, Luquitas Abate from Brazil and Mauricio Sierra from Colombia. Hello, boys.
Hello, Marielle. Hello, Mauricio.
Hello, friends. How are you today?
Very excited.
Yes, we are good. We are happy to have another episode number 13 of season 2. Can you believe it?
Yes,
It's been so
already.
long.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it's
incredible. It's
crazy.
amazing.
Going fast.
Yes.
I know. But well, oh hello Adrian, you are here already. Thank you.
Oh, he told me that he
Hello.
had an appointment on a compromise or something like that, but he preferred to stay with us. So great, Adrian.
Oh,
Thank you so
that's
much.
awesome.
Oh, so
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Adrian.
Adrian. Adrian, I have to thank you because you just found my Jules albums that I was looking for. So thank you so much for the This Way and the 0304 album. You know I was looking for those, and
Oh,
now I have them
great.
thanks to
Oh, that's
you.
great.
Your
Yes,
intuition.
those are
Amazing.
the two
Yes,
albums I like by Jewel. The others are like meh. Anyway,
Yeah, they are
the more
the
pop,
pop for
the
sure.
more
Yes.
pop. Yes.
yes. Well, today's episode is a choice by Mr. Luquitas from Brazil. Um,
Brazil.
he wanted to talk about this for a long time, and I don't know why he didn't choose it before, but well, it's finally here. He chose to talk about underrated male singers of pop. That's it, baby.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, Luquitas, why you love this topic so much, and why now?
Um, Now felt like the perfect moment because, to be honest, there's a lot that we want to talk about it, and I was very torn between Swedish pop stars and male pop stars, and there there was a way for me to talk about both because most of my favorite male singers are from Sweden, and for
Mhm.
me they are very underrated. So I create this list that I can talk about a little bit about both worlds. And I feel like the pop world is more about the girls most of the time, but we have a lot of boys making great pop music, inspire me, and we have a lot to talk about tonight for sure.
Yes, it's going to be fun. And finally, Luquitas is going to, let it all out because we all know how much he loves male singers.
Yes.
And I think it was an opportunity for Mao and myself to learn more about these male singers because honestly, as the queen of underground pop, I didn't know some of these singers because
No,
I'm more into girls and girl groups
girl
and mixed
groups.
groups. So for me, it was interesting to listen to new music. So thank you, Luquitas, for giving us this opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
For me, was the same because I found a lot of R&B vibes in some of these artists. So yes, it
Mhm.
was very good to listen.
Yeah, I love
Okay.
this.
So bring it on, baby. Who's the first?
Okay, I want to start with the one that for me is the underrated pop artist that is Daring. Here we say Darin in Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Sweden. He's from the Idol, like American Idol, but the Swedish version. He was not the winner, which is crazy because was one of those cases where you have someone being the favorite all the time, like people were crazy about him, but at the end he ended up in the second place. He lost to
Like David Archuleta or something
yes
like that. Yeah.
he the winner was Daniel Lindstrom that had his moment in music like in the charts, but the career cannot be compared to what Daring did in Swedish because he's one of the most the one of the artists from Sweden that sold most albums ever. He has like 8 albums in number one, a lot of top 10 singles. And he's great. For me, he's very pop because um, you can feel that he was doing the type of music of the moment in each album. Like in
Hmm.
the moment that Red One was the producer, he was doing that more electronic vibes. That's why I chose his newest single to talk with you guys. That is Electric. Because I feel like there's a lot of the sound that is going on now with Dua Lipa, for example, but a male version of Dua Lipa, I don't know. But for me, even when he's doing the trend music, there's a lot of personality. You can feel that is genuine. He's not trying to go after a hit, you know. But
Hmm.
unfortunately, he's only this big in his own country, that is Sweden. He's a little bit famous here or there, like Italy, a little bit here in Brazil. One song by him is on the radio now for the very first time. That is "Can't Stay Away," if I'm not wrong with the name. Uh, just now, like he has ears uh, making music. So for me, he deserved to be worldwide. That's why I think he's underrated. So I want to know the opinions of Marielle first, please.
Okay, well, I did know who Darren was because I have listened to him for years. So this one I did know, and I love this new single by Darren. I think it's completely fun, completely pop, danceable. It He's definitely doing the best to keep on the pure pop track, like
Yeah,
saving pop. So for me, he's always been super talented. It's a shame that he's not recognized worldwide and that he's only known in a few places. I was watching the video and it caught my eye that there were some messages like, "Oh, I'm here from Mexico. Anyone else?" And I'm like, "Okay, so someone from Mexico was actually watching. So that's
yeah,
that's
yeah.
good that
Uh-huh.
his
And it
music
was
is."
not you. And it was not you.
It was
Yeah.
not me, darling. It wasn't me. So it was great. It was great to see someone else, being there and supporting his music because he's really talented. He's actually handsome because
Yeah.
he's not Swedish. If you look at him, the guy's like from Iraq, or he's
I don't know, to
Arabic,
be honest.
right?
I don't know.
Well, I think he's his parents were immigrants, but he's not Swedish
Oh,
completely.
okay.
If you look at him, he's not Swedish.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So
looks different. You're right.
yeah, but he's really talented. He knows how to dance, he knows how to sing, and this one is a 10 out of 10 for me. So Darren should get more recognition, to be honest. From his debut
Yeah,
album to this last, my favorite song by Darren is Step Up. Obviously, I love that song.
it's great.
So
Yes. And I love his
totally recommend.
clothes always. Everything he
Yeah,
wears, I want to wear too. It's perfect. What about you,
yeah.
Mal?
Well, this case is funny because I didn't know about Darin back in the day, and it's very weird because this is the kind of singer that I really like. For example, it's
Hmm.
giving me very Sean Desmond or Mario Vasquez in a way. You know, this
Yeah.
this R&B vibe. I don't know right now why I didn't know about him in the past. I remember I knew about him because of my friend Marlon. If you are watching, Marlon, hello, friend. And yes, I love his voice. Of course, I love his style. Even when in some albums he's not making R&B music, he's making maybe more electro or
Hmm.
electronic music. For me, I love his voice so much and his looks, and he's very handsome, as Maril said.
Yeah.
And this is the case when you see an artist and you wonder why this person was not so famous as he deserved. So yes, I think he's great, and yes, it's the kind of singer that I like. Maybe I don't feel so connected with some albums, but with the albums that are R&B music, I think he's great. His voice is perfect for R&B music for me.
Yes. My favorite
For
song
sure.
by him is kind of R&B. That is Road Trip. I love that song.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
mm-hmm.
You suggest me actually.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so you
Great.
like it too. That's great. I
Yeah.
love this.
I think
Before
he's a 10. He's a 10 for the three of
Yeah,
us.
for me he's a
is
10.
that
Yes, yes.
10?
He's
Yes.
he's gorgeous, his voice is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the underrated he is.
The
I want to
underrated, yeah.
say hi to Nancy,
Yeah.
Joaquin, and
Oh,
Fink.
Joaquin, thank. Oh yes, hello. I'm
Hello,
so glad to be here.
hello.
Big hug from Bogota. Another one from Colombia. So thank you. We have always the whole Colombian tribe
Oh,
here.
hello.
We
I'm
just
so glad
need
to be here listening to you. A big hug from Bogota, Colombia. I don't know what is this person. Who is this person? Fang.
maybe he's a new fan we have on YouTube
I
that you
hope
mentioned.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here and
Thank you
Yes,
so
gracias,
much.
yes.
gracias. And we only need President Petro to be here now. The whole Colombia world is
maybe,
here.
maybe,
So
maybe it's not a good idea to have Petro here.
well, you never know.
No,
He might admire some of these pop singers.
maybe. I hope so. Maybe his wife because she's very authentic and she's very spontaneous. So I don't know.
You never
Maybe
know. You
you
never know.
never know.
But thanks everybody for watching, and let us know if you
Yes,
guys
thank
know
you.
this. If you know these singers that Luquitas is going to share with us today, let us know what your thoughts are. We would like to know. Luquitas, next one.
Okay. Next one is Lee Ryan. He's part of the boy band Blue. That is one of my favorites. I know that you guys like it too. And I chose Lee mostly because of his arrangement and his voice. Uh, because when he released the first solo song, that is Stand Up as People, that is the song that I chose for you guys. This was part of a compilation released in 2003 to help with the war. So the album was called Hope. There are
Mm-hmm.
songs in that album by Avril Lavigne, for example, singing Knocking on Heaven's Door, that was released as a single here in Brazil. I don't know if it was released in your countries, but there was a kind of music video on MTV and everything. So the song by Lee was not actually a single, a real single, but I feel like this song shows his vocals a lot. Like for me, when I was a teenager and this song came out, I was 13. So I remember thinking in my mind that he was like male Christina Aguilera, you know? Because I remember in the song Bubbling, for example, he does
Oh yes.
like Christina, you know?
Yeah.
So I always admire his voice so much. I love some solo songs that he officially released later, but I want to know the opinions based on this track Stand Up as People. So I'm gonna start with Mao with this one.
Thank you, friend. Well, I was searching like crazy for the version in Spotify because it was not possible to listen.
Yeah,
So I
sorry.
remember that. No, it's okay because I remember you share with us the versions that are not available in the platform. So it's
Yes.
available on YouTube. I was okay. I can't separate the members of Blue. You know, the only one that I maybe know better than the others is Simon Whip,
Mm-hmm.
but the others they were not clear in my mind. But
Yeah.
with this guy, with Lee Ryan, I was so impressed. You know, like his voice is the best voice
Yeah.
of the guys. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
very powerful. And the stage present, because I was seeing the performance that you share with us, and the stage present is breathtaking. You know, he's very handsome, and
Yeah.
he's like the whole package for me. Like amazing voice, amazing looks, amazing. He's very gorgeous. So I was thinking with this case of Lee Ryan that maybe he was following the path of Nick Carter or these guys that, or Justin Timberlake, or these guys that were so famous. Well, Justin,
Mm-hmm.
of course, more than Nick Carter, but for example, in this case, maybe he was looking for this kind of fame and it was not possible for him. I don't know. Maybe you can complete this information, friend,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, sometimes when you can go so big or you can go so bad, you know. And in this case, it's a shame because he's very underrated because he has the whole package for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And you, Marielle?
I didn't like it.
Oh,
Oh,
what?
what?
You
Why?
know, I love Blue, and you know that. Blue is one of my favorite boy
Yeah.
bands out there. So I have listened to the boys' solo things, and I don't like them solo. I like them together. So
Hmm.
this
Okay.
wasn't the exception. For me, this song was a little boring, and I was hoping it would take off, but it never did. So yeah, it left me like, but that's my
Okay.
perception, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
incredible.
Yeah.
maybe if it was sung by the group and not by Lee only, it would have been more successful because their voices blend so good together.
Okay.
um, and I like Lee's voice, obviously, um, but I don't know. This song is in particular. I didn't,
Yeah.
like it didn't. I didn't
I
click with it.
understand. Is the click, because for me it's totally the opposite of that, because I feel like the song is growing, 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 and there's like a peak with the high notes. But
Yes.
Mm,
answering Mouse, I think the problem with Lee Ryan was the press and the controversial things around him
Okay.
that still happens by now.
Oh,
mm-hmm,
okay.
Because you know how media is in the UK. They are
Yes.
very tough with artists. So he
mm-hmm,
was always in the tabloids, like the guy who's drinking or doing something bad with
Okay.
the girl that he was dating. And actually, he was part of this compilation with this song as a sort of strategy, because when the 9/11 happened, he made like terrible comments like why people are hurting for that and not caring about the animals that are dying every day, you know?
mm-hmm.
The worst comment
Yeah.
ever in that
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, it was like bad. So media was totally trying to make him look bad and bad and bad all the time. So being part of this compilation was trying to clean the image. So
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
for me, that was the problem. He was always surrounded
Okay.
by this media energy and making mistakes, and the music end up in second place, like happens with a lot of artists, unfortunately.
Mm, yeah,
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, but Blue is great. So if you guys haven't
Yes.
listened to Blue, please do.
Please do. Yes. After the Backstreet Boys, they are my favorite for sure.
Yeah, same for me after NSYNC.
Yeah. So talking about the Backstreet Boys, I'm gonna to the
Oh
next
yes.
one. That is Howie D from the Backstreet Boys. And actually, for me, he's underrated even inside the Backstreet Boys. And I blame myself too, because I never really pay attention to Howie. Uh, Being a fan of Backstreet Boys all these years, always been about Nick Carter and Brian and the other guys, but Howie always the last. So the very first time that I saw the Backstreet Boys performing live here in Brazil, I remember being very impressed with Howie, because for me,
Mm-hmm.
in person, he looked uh, a lot more beautiful, and his stage presence was great and the voice on point. And when he released his first solo album in 2011, which took a while if you compare
Mm-hmm.
to the other guys, the album is called Back to Me. I really like the sound. And my favorite song is Lie to Me. That is the song that I chose for you guys to listen. It was the second single. Of course, the album and the singles only were good in the charts in Japan, because you know
Because
Japan
Japan
is always
loves
good
pop
to our
music.
pop
Yeah.
stars.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, but I feel like he deserved more. And just recently, I talked with this with Mao. Just this year, I realized that Howie D is making a whistle, like a high note, and all I have to give.
Yeah.
I don't know
Mm,
why I never realized that. My friend told me, I was like, no, he's not. So I watched the music video, And there he is, and I saw a few live performances, and he's doing so. I was even more impressed by him. And at the beginning of the Backstreet Boys, he was supposed to be the leader because Backstreet Boys were coming from the Menudo era, and he was the
Mm-hmm.
Latin guy. So he was supposed to be the leader, and everything changes later. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, he's very underrated. What do you think, Marielle?
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that. I Every time I watch the Backstreet Boys, and I think it happened to most of us as pop fans. We always looked at Nick Carter and Kevin and Brian. Those
Yeah.
three were always like on the spotlight, and then you could see in the back AJ and Howie. So I was never actually aware that he released solo music. I didn't know that until Luquitas sent this song. To be honest, I didn't like the song so much. I found it a little similar to Lee Ryan's when it comes to, I don't see it taking off, you know?
Hmm.
But he has a nice voice and he's a really good songwriter. So for that matter, I think he's really good in that. But this song in particular, I didn't like it much. I will have to listen to the rest of his songs so I can give you a better opinion. This time I just listened to this one because I don't have the time.
Yeah.
But I will see if there's another one that I like. But this one in particular wasn't my cup of tea.
Okay. Okay. And you, Mal?
Well, according what Mariel said, I assume, like I was thinking about it because I like Backstreet Boys, but I'm not a fan as you are. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I always perceive Howie and AJ like the least favorites,
Hmm. Hmm.
like the least famous in the group. So when you are the least favorite and you release an album, maybe it's not gonna be as huge. And I think this happened with Howie. Even when he's good looking, even when he has a good voice, even when maybe he has all the elements to be a pop star, maybe he's living in the shadow of Nick and all of
Yeah.
Kevin, and yes, so actually I was thinking like, okay, who is this guy? So when I discovered it was Huey D from Backstreet Boys, I was like, okay, if you mention Kevin or Nick Carter or Brian, in the first moment who they are. But in this case, I was like thinking like, who is this guy? And when I discovered he was part of Backstreet Boys, I like, oh, okay, it's Huey D
Hmm.
from Backstreet Boys. It's a shame because he's talented, but I agree with Mariel in a way. Maybe it's not a knack that you see and you say like, oh my God, he's great, he's amazing. No, maybe it's not the case, and I'm not a fan of the song either. So yes, sorry, Howie.
Okay. He can be a little bit happy because I love the song. I think it's
Yeah.
perfect for me. Yes. Joaquin is
I was
telling
gonna tell you.
us that he saw How We Did Live opening for the Britney Spears Femme Fatale tour, but
Oh, well.
didn't recognize Howie until he sang I Wanted That Away. So he
Okay.
probably sang this song Lie to Me in this concert because it was 2011. Yes.
Uh, yeah, well, I think yeah. Sometimes you stay like in the shadow. You know, it happens in many of the groups. There's
Yeah.
Yes.
always the ones that stand out the most, and some that look like background singers. So yeah, it always happens. But I have to thank Howie D for writing "I Like It" for Mandy Moore. I love that song, darling. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay. He's a
yeah.
great songwriter. He's a great
He
songwriter.
is. Yes.
yes.
Awesome.
Okay, next, Lukingis.
Next one is another one from Sweden. Actually, he's more rock than pop, but I chose him because of my part of this podcast that is the pop rock world. His name is Eric Gromo. He was actually the winner of the Swedish Idol in 2008 or 9. I think it was 9. Uh, and I fell in love with him since the very first time I saw him in the audition. He sang Skid Row 18 and Life and was like, oh, perfect. I
Hmm.
remember the judges that I don't even know who they are, like blowing blowing their minds, like how is possible this guy 17 singing like that. And he was the winner with the single Higher. That is the song that I chose for you guys, and is the typical final idol song that is very emotional and with a lot of high notes that for me he nailed every single one. He sang a lot, but I chose him as underrated because he only had this single and another one that was the first from the official album, a promo single after this, and then I cannot say that nothing happens because what happened with him was different.
Mm-hmm.
His band, he was very fan of a band called Hit, and the vocalist was leaving the band, and they asked for Eric to be the new vocalist. So he was very fan. For him, was very like a gift. So he stopped his career to be part of the band for a while,
Oh, okay.
and when he decided to come back to the solo career, he released another single in Swedish. Skid Row asked him to be the vocalist. So
Okay.
he couldn't say no because the audition was singing Skid Row. He was very fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
He came to Brazil last year with Skid Row. Unfortunately, I was not able to see him. And another sad moment is that he had a terrible cancer last year. He's fine now, but he just left Skid Row now because Skid Row is very famous worldwide, so they are traveling all the time, and he cannot concentrate in his health. That is the most important thing. So he's probably releasing new music as a solo artist, but I can help to imagine what we could had if he never joined the bands, as
Mm-hmm.
a solo artist. I don't know, but I love the song. I love his voice. I want to know the opinions for Mao, please.
Okay, friend, I know you in this subject, and I understand why you fell in love for the first time you saw him, because it's very your taste. Like he's blonde and he's a pop rock guy.
Yeah.
So yes, I understand why you fell in love with this guy. My first impression when I saw this guy, he was a part of a band or something like that, because
Hmm.
I was seeing the first pictures when he won uh, the
The
idol,
idol. Yes.
and he looked very different from he looks right now. In comparison,
Hmm.
he looks right now, because right now he has a very aggressive image in a way, very a tattoo, and his hair and everything. So yes, I was confused in a way, because I was like, is the same guy? And yes, for me, this guy is like the perfect guy for a band, and not for a pop rock band, even for a heavy metal band or something like that. I can
Yeah.
see him
Which he
as
was.
a, yes, because his voice is perfect for this kind of genre. Like this special voice that is very powerful, and he can scream like that, and it's very interesting to see something like that. I understand when you are in this kind of show like American Idol, of course you're not gonna win if you are this kind of singer, because you has to be a pop singer,
Yeah.
with different bases like rock or dance or R&B even. But I understand why he started as a pop singer or pop rock singer. But I see this guy like more like a vocalist for a heavy metal band or something like that. And I think it makes a lot of sense that right now he's in a band,
Hmm.
because it's perfect for him.
Yeah. And you, Marielle, I think this out of your land, out of your zone, right, Marielle?
A little, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's really hot in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Maril is roasted.
yeah, and it's not menopause if you guys were thinking that. So I'm far from that. So yeah,
We were not thinking that. We were not
No, no
thinking
way.
that. No, no
no,
way.
not you, probably your followers. No, no, no.
Okay, the
I'm here.
audience.
I'm only 20 in my head. In my head. Okay. I know why you like him because when I started listening to him, it's like, yeah, this sounds like Lucas Taste. It gave me Jesse McCartney's vibes. So
Hmm.
I was like, yeah, no wonder why Luquita shared it with us. I didn't love the song, but I didn't hate it. I think I would need to listen to it a little bit more so I can, you know, listen to all these things
Hmm.
Mao was saying about the
The
voice
voice.
of his voice. This time I was just trying to do my best to give you an honest opinion, but since it's not really my type of music, I don't have a lot to say. Only that it gave me this pop rock vibes of Jesse McCartney, and now that's why I can see it was on your list, Luquitas.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty much my type of singer
Yeah,
for sure.
so much.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go to the next one. That is Travis Garland. This guy was part of boy band NLT. This boy band was made in that moment between the boy band explosion with the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and Five and Westlife, and before the other explosion that happened with One Direction, The Wanted, and so they were in that limbo moment. A lot of boy
Mhm.
bands happened in that moment, but there was not a boy band really exploding. But we had great songs, and a Justin Timberlake from NLT that was Travis Garland. Uh, for a moment, there was people with money, I imagine, I assume, trying to make him happen, because the song that I chose for you guys is Believe. It was supposed to be the first single, like massive in the radio for him. He released this song in the American Idol. Like back then, everyone performing in American Idol, like Miley Cyrus, Lady
Mhm.
Gaga, Katy Perry. The song was like number one on iTunes, like this, and it was a hit. With him, was not like that.
Not the
He,
case. Yeah.
yeah, he did not enter in the Billboard Hot 100, only in the bubbling chart at number 10. So almost there, and for some reason they dropped him after this from the label, but he continued releasing independent music that I know that Mao likes. I really love the song Clouds. For me, is one of the best songs he ever did, and was after this, but he never really entered in any charts. Like he's more like an independent artist. uh, but I think they needed to invest a little bit more. Was like very fast. Your single is not on the hot 100 by, nothing happened. Not even a
Yeah.
music video, I believe, was made for the single. So I want to know, Marielle, your opinions, because this one is a little bit more pop than the others.
Yeah, I think what I liked the most was its lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually wrote it here. Good lyrics. Uh, the voice, his voice is not like my thing. I didn't like his voice so much, but I found it pop. Like mm, probably a reminder of mm, Ryan Cabrera, maybe
Hmm?
could be maybe, but I didn't know this guy, so thanks for
Oh,
the mini.
really?
You're welcome.
I think he has a song with JoJo, right?
Yes, Paint.
Yes.
Oh, then yes, I do. I did. I only
Yes,
know that song, but I didn't know much about this
they
guy. So
has they has two songs actually.
oh, they do. Okay.
Paint and the other that was included in Can't Take That Away mixtape by Jojo. That is really good,
Okay.
Maril.
I will check it out. I only remember
Yes.
that song like a long time ago, but
Yeah.
I think he has good lyrics, but his voice wasn't like my thing. I actually found it a little annoying, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
I
now,
may agree
okay.
with that a little bit. In that song, I think it's a little bit high.
Yeah.
Uh, yes. What about you, Mao? I know you really like him.
Yes,
So
I love him. I love him so much. Yes, actually, he's my favorite from the list because I know for a long time Travis Garland. I remember when I started listening to R&B music, Travis was one of the first because he's an R&B singer actually, more
mhm.
an R&B singer. He tried with different kind of stuff like in this case with Believe, but I think his identity is an R&B singer. Well, I don't know if I can be very objective because I love him so much. I love his looks. I love his voice.
Yeah.
But when you are part of a flop band, maybe you're gonna be flop, you know. And this band was a flop, and I think for him, the producers and according what you said, Luquitas, never found an identity and a real identity for him. And I think he found his identity in the R&B music because all the time he was
Mhm.
like this kind of singer for me.
More
So
authentic. Yes.
yes, and his the work that he did uh, after all of this, I love that Model Pool, and he released actually not so much ago two albums. One is a covers, and the other was like uh, what is the samples of so using samples, and the other one was covers,
Mm.
doing
It's like
covers
mashups, I
by
think.
mashups. Thank you,
Yes.
friend. Mashup, actually, mashups is the name. He was like using two songs and making them mashups, and in the other album, he was like making these covers by famous singers like Ariana Grande, Drake, and stuff like that. And I love him. I really like what he does. Like I like his voice so much. Even when I understand what Marilyn you said about his voice because it's too high. For example, he has maybe Mariel make like in a way if you give a try, Mariel. He has this cover of Ariana Grande, "Dangerous Woman," and it's really good. And I think he killed it
Mm.
with this song. So yes, I love him, and I think he deserved it more. Of
Mhm.
course,
Yeah.
I'm following him in Instagram, and he got married, and right now he's like traveling from Europe and stuff like that. So he's dedicated to music, but in more in an independent way, as you said,
Yeah.
Lukita.
But I
So
I think from the list, he's the one that is still I still have hope
yes, but
Mm.
that
I
something
think
can happen, you know?
yes, but I think he has very clear in his mind that he's not gonna be huge. You know, like
Yeah.
he does music. For me, he's like the male version of JoJo in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. Making
Yes,
songs for love, but
maybe
who
yes,
knows?
maybe they are not dreaming about fame again or be huge again, but maybe he makes music because he likes it.
Yeah.
Good for him because I'm a fan, and I'm so
Yeah.
happy that he releases music every time.
Great, great. Okay, the next one is called Frankie Music. This guy is from UK. Uh, he he came in a moment of pop music that Lady Gaga was emerging, Kesha,
Mm.
you know,
Mhm.
all the synth pop like was a thing back then. So in my teenager mind, he would be as big like the girls, you know,
Okay,
like was everything at the same moment, just dance, TikTok, and Confusion Girl. And I
okay,
loved that song. I remember going to work, like listening. I really like it, but what happened was just a moment for him. Like this song was 27 on UK. The single before that, that is better off, was 26, and
Mm.
nothing
That's about
else.
it.
And yeah, but he released a lot of singles, other albums, but nothing happens. Actually, UK was really sure that he was gay. So I
Mhm.
think the little boom that he had was a little bit because of that. Because he was in the cover of the Attitude magazine, that is a gay magazine on the
Mm.
UK, and he won an awards like from the community, but he's not gay.
Oh,
You know?
Oh.
Yeah.
he
So
looks,
that
So
but he's
bad.
not.
yeah, there was a
Like
moment that he was like,
the tattoo case.
yeah, but he was not pretending. He was actually trying to say all the time he was not. But he said, "I gave up. You know, I'm telling you, I'm not gay. If I cannot do anything else than say what I am." So I think people understand finally that he was not gay, and he was not
Mm,
that interested anymore for anyone. But I really like the song "Confusion Girl." The music video has a girl that Marielle really likes. I don't know if she watched it, but I want to
yes,
start with her
darling.
because of that.
Well, I wrote here. It's a fun, pop, and fresh song. Plus, there's holy balance in the video. That's about it.
Mm.
Bye.
Yes, for you
Yeah,
it's enough for sure.
yeah. I mean, besides being Holly being in the video, I like the song. I found it fresh. I found it fun, like danceable and stuff. But when you said that the song only peaked at number 27, in the UK, it is very important where your songs peak. The the
Yeah,
the, the, the charting is very
in the
important for
first
them.
week, yes.
There's a group I remember called Girl Thing that they were so excited when their song Last One Standing was released.
Hmm.
That song only picked at number 8. And because it picked at number 8, their label fired them. So,
Yeah,
Oh,
because they were expecting
but
them
imagine
to be
number
this.
number
eight.
to
Number
number
eight is
8.
not a bad number.
No,
It's
So
in the top 10.
imagine if
but
this guy with number 27 is like, but
No
so
way.
yeah,
so
Yeah.
low. So in the UK, this is very important. Now I can
yeah,
see why he didn't succeed as he deserved, because the songs didn't chart where they deserved to. So
yeah,
but I like the song. I didn't know the guy, and I was really surprised to see Holly Valance in the video because she's
yeah.
one of my favorite underrated pop singers. Check
Uh-huh.
out her album if you don't know her. But I didn't know, so I think I like it. I like it, and I will listen to more of him.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sounds fresh even now, the song. I really like this.
Yes.
Could be
Hmm.
like 2024 song easily, yes. And what do
Yes.
you think, Mal?
I'm not agree. I think the songs belongs to that time, when
Okay.
when I was listening to this with all of my respect, Luki, as you know, I
No, no,
appreciate so
that's
much
the
your
beauty.
thoughts.
That's the beauty of
Yes,
this.
yes, 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 but very electro pop. I remember when this phenomenon of Kesha. Well, I was a fan of Lady Gaga at that time but about Kesha and Katy Perry, I didn't like this kind of electro pop. He was my least favorite, to be honest, on the list. Frank Music, it's not a name that I would choose if I want to be a singer. Frank
Yeah,
Music, okay, it's weak for me.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah.
Not, I can see him like he reminds me a lot of the what is his name? I can remember the vocalist of Panic at the Disco.
Brandon
Mm.
Yes, Brandon
Purdy.
Hale, that yes, Brandon, yes, yes, that guy. I don't know. Yes, I don't know why, but he reminds me a lot of him
Yeah,
in his looks, and it's funny the story that you share with us. Like he was trying to say, "I'm not gay." In the past, during the 2000s decade, a lot of, for example, Lance Bass or other singers were trying to hide his
yeah,
sexuality, and and in that moment they were trying to portray him as a gay man to sell more records. So it's crazy, you know.
yeah, it is.
When he
Hmm.
Yes,
was straight, he was not gay. So time changes, and it's crazy.
it's crazy.
Anyway, I yes, I he was my least favorite. Like I can. It's impossible to think for me like the song belongs to another time,
Another
because
moment
for
in
me
time.
it's very, yes, for me it's very 2011, 2010. Yes,
Yeah, it's
yes,
perception. I love this
it's
actually.
perception. Yes,
And I'm
yes.
loving this because usually I'm the one that is not agreeing with Marielle. So
Yes.
now it's your turn, baby. Okay,
Yeah.
next one. Let's go to Josh. I really don't know if his name is Hoge or Hoge, but
Hodge.
it's
I think it's
yes.
Hodge.
Thank
Hodge.
you. I think
Yeah.
so too. I chose the song 360, the video version, because this guy was part of the Epic record label in 2006, and I was obsessed with the song, with the music video back then, because for me it was pop rock, but there was a lot of R&B elements at the same time, and his voice sounded so beautiful. And I remember being waiting for months and months and months for the album that never came. uh yeah, there is a promo
It's
version,
sad.
yes, that I'm asking Adrian to find. Please, Adrian, you need to find this for me,
Adrian,
because
you're our
this,
savior.
yes, because the songs never leaked, so I never heard the other tracks. Actually, he released
Mhm.
an album in 2008, 2 years ago, that is called Everything She Was, but it's a country album. This song is part of the album too, but with a different arrangement. That's why I didn't send the album version for you guys. And now he lives as a songwriter. Actually, he's writing most of the uh, top songs in country music by Kanye Brown and Chris Young.
Mhm.
And he wrote one of my favorite Aaron Carter songs, that is That's Life. I just realized that yesterday because I was talking about this song with Marielle, and I
Mhm.
decided to listen. And when I looked into the video, I saw his name there. So it was awesome because I love the song, but he deserved it more for sure. He's a guy that I can feel that is very happy being a songwriter, but deep down there's like feelings because he was not the singer, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can sense that, and I can understand. So I want to start with Mariao with this one, please.
I didn't know who he was, but at first listen, I was like, brought me a lot of memories from Daniel Bedingfield.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it gave me that vibe and that R&B mix that you just mentioned. I actually
Yes.
wrote it here that he has R&B vibes. So I found it good, but not so memorable because I can't remember the song in particular. So a little, I don't know, like I should listen to it again. So
Yeah.
to see if it really sticks to me or not, because there are
Yeah.
songs that you, the more you think about them, it's like I can't remember how it goes,
Hmm.
and this is the case. So
Yeah. So maybe that
uh,
was the problem back then. Was not very memorable for people
yeah, like
in
very
general.
sticky.
Yeah.
It's sticky. You know,
Yes.
a song needs to be
Catchy.
catchy.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, and this
Okay.
is the case for me. Mhm.
Yeah. And you, Mal.
Well, I remember that you suggest me to listen to this guy, friend. Well, I agree in a way with Mariel, because it's interesting when you see this kind of artist that is mixing two different kind of genre in music for me, because he's not like so pop, because he was mixing like R&B and rock. For me, it was like that,
Yeah.
because his voice is very rock in a way, but the arrangement in the song was R&B too. So I found it interesting, but at the same time, he was like, I don't know how to say it, uno del montón, uno más del montón for me,
One
Yeah.
like
one
one
more
in
like one in a bunch. You know.
one in a bunch. Yes, one in a
Yeah.
bunch.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hmm.
thank you,
Not
Mariel.
memorable. Yes.
Not
It's
memorable,
just
yes, as
another
Mariel
one. Yeah.
said, just another one. And it's funny because sometimes you see this kind of when a wave of a new genre or a new explosion in music, and a lot of people start growing and growing and growing, and you see maybe similar acts that are not growing. You wonder like what is happening with this person, because he's doing the same thing, and
Yeah.
he got the looks and he got the talent and he got everything. But with this
Hmm.
guy, I perceive him like that, and I don't want to be cruel. Maybe he was like special in a way, but maybe it was not his moment I don't know,
Yeah, no, you
but
are
that's my
totally right.
Mhm.
impression.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he released this song in a moment that we had a lot of singers like him. Actually, two of them were in the list,
Mhm.
and I cut it because it was very similar. That were
Okay.
Elliot Yamin and
Yes.
Mario Vasquez.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes. Yeah.
they could be in the same box,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we know there's no space for everyone in the charts. Um,
Yes.
No.
and the same, yeah.
But
So I
Elliot
agree.
Elliot Jamin's song "I'll Wait for You" it's catchy.
Wait,
That one you can remember.
yes,
So that's the difference.
yeah.
Even Gallery, but Mario Vasquez is also
Gallery
catchy.
is perfect.
So yes, it's very yes,
The version with Babe Bash is amazing. Yes.
yes, for sure.
Maybe I have like a sentimental memory with 360. That's why I love so much.
Yeah, and let's hope
It's
our friend
connected to your
Adrian
heart.
can help you find some of his music.
Please, I
Yeah.
want to listen to the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay, next one. I couldn't not choose a Brazilian
Of
artist
course.
for this too. So this is very random for Brazilian people who's may watching us, but I chose Vini. He was very popular in the 90s here in Brazil,
Mhm.
but he was first famous with very pop songs that were very sexual and
Okay.
very party, Like the first
Yes.
single is called Heloísa Mexe a Cadeira, which means Eloisa Shake Your Butt or something like this.
Mhm.
So you
Yeah.
can
Mhm.
imagine the song. He released songs with Tiazinha that was like a sexual figure in the TV every day.
Okay.
She was spanking boys on TV, almost naked, and she was an
Okay.
icon. Yes, and
Oh.
for some reason she released an album in the 90s. He was part of the single, so in a moment in the 2000s he decided to make serious music, and I really love the songs that he did as a serious pop singer. That I chose Eu Não Acredito em Você for you guys to listen. And I love the song. I think it's very catchy. And actually, the songs were hits. But if you ask now, do you remember Vinny? People will talk about the trash part.
Mm.
That's why
Yeah.
for me, he's underrated because he can make good music. So I want to know the opinions by Mao first.
Okay, friend. Thank you for including a Brazilian guy. It's important to have this kind of representation, of course, and it's part of you, and it's part of when Mariel include a Mexican or I can include a Colombian singer
Yeah.
is important. So thank you for the representation. And it's funny when you share the whole story, because when you listen to this guy, I found a lot of fine production, a very good looking guy too. Perfect for me was I understand actually. I perceived similarities with you in a way, like you making music, because
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
pop rock guy, or at least this song was like a pop rock
yeah.
vibe, and I assumed that the album was the same. So
Mhm.
yes, actually it's a song that I can see you singing it, you know
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. I don't know if you have
Makes
a
sense.
cover or something like that, or
I love
maybe
singing this song, but I never record it. So maybe you
yes,
are
because it's
giving me
perfect
an
for your
idea
voice. It's
now.
perfect for yes,
Yeah.
for sure, friend. So I don't know. You share the whole story, and I find very interesting that in Brazil you can find like all of these genres like living together. Because in
Mhm.
Colombia it's not the same. Like
Yeah.
maybe in Mexico it's similar. Like you can find very real pop or very
Mhm.
real pop rock or this kind of genre.
Mhm.
I perceive this guy very real pop rock. And I've been saying this like the whole show, like in every episode here in Colombia, for example, when you have a rock band or something like that, it's always mixing with tropical music or with or other
Mhm.
kind of styles. But I think in
Mhm.
this guy you had real pop rock, like
Pure
pure pop
pop
rock.
rock. Yes.
Yes. So
You are right.
yes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And you, Marielle?
I didn't know who this guy was, and I like Brazilian music, but I didn't know who this was. Thank you again, like Mao said, for sharing a part of your culture.
Yes,
Yes.
of
Um,
course.
uh, the first impression was like meh, but I know why you like it because it's pop rock for sure.
Yeah.
So it's a song that you could easily sing in Kinkies, and you should
Yes.
definitely try
Okay.
to make a cover out of it.
I will.
Since it's not really much my type of music that I would listen to every day, I found it like a 7 out of 10. But it's a good song.
It's
I
good.
didn't watch
Yes.
the video. I only listened to the song, but I will give it a try. But this time for me, it's a meh.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
I can work with that. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, guys. The next one is also from a boy band from the limbo moments of boy bands. That was Varsity Fan Club. And we had a potential solo artist in this group. Actually, two, but I chose Thomas Fis because he recorded an EP that is very special to me, that is full with Ryan Tedder's songs, like
Mm.
Hmm.
songs that Ryan Tedder wrote. And one of them is called Speak Up. That is the song that I chose for you guys to listen. This song was also recorded by Christina DeBarge in her debut album, but I honestly prefer Thomas' version. I think has more power in the instrumental. Actually, in the whole EP, he in this EP he recorded Gravity too, that was recorded by Nicky Flores, and I also
Hmm.
prefer his version. Uh, I really saw potential on him, but then he released an EP with original songs that for me was like Marielle said, meh. I was not very into
Like that.
his music, and I think he gave up on music because I checked his Instagram today, and he has a really low number of followers,
Hmm.
and is like marketing and strategy, and only photos with kids because he's a father now. No music in
Oh.
in his Instagram, unfortunately. But I really love the song. I want to know first Mao's opinion because I already sent to him a few days ago this track. So
Yeah.
I want to know Mao first.
Well, friend, that I already knew this song because of Christina de Barge.
Yeah.
And well, the version of him is not bad at all. Of course, because I knew the Christina's version first. I prefer Christina's version.
Mm-hmm.
With his really good looking. I was seeing the pictures, and he's really good looking. He's a really good
These
looking
two.
man.
These two,
Yes.
and oh my god.
It's inevitable to talk about that because
Cheers
you
to
have
that.
like,
Yes.
yes. um I don't know. A similar case of Travis Garland, like you are coming from a flop boy band, and you are trying to be recognized, and suddenly you are like making music, but it's not working as you thought. I don't know.
Hmm.
Um, Maybe that was the case. Yes, maybe. But yeah, I like the song actually, and I like what he tried to do. But I don't know if he's another case of good looking style image, but nothing happened. So
Yeah.
it's yes, and maybe right now he's living a normal life, and he's more glad living this kind of life. I assume. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Who knows? Yes. And you, Marielle?
To be honest, this is the song I like the least from the list.
Okay. Whoa. I'm always
You
I
surprised.
already knew. You already knew the Christina's version, Marian.
yes, I know.
Yes.
I didn't remember it was Christina DeBarge when I listened, but now that you Lucas mentioned, I was like, oh yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Um, it sounded too much rock for me, too much noise for me.
Okay.
But
Yeah, there's a lot of elements. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and gave me, Jonas Brothers vibes, that kind of group
Hmm.
thing, like Jonas Brothers or One Direction. But I found a lot of noise, and I'm not so much into so noisy pop
Music.
songs. So
Yeah.
for me, this one was the least favorite. But
Yeah.
I know you like more rock things, Lukita. So now I can see why you like it, but
Yeah.
it's not my type of genre. So for me, it
I know.
wasn't
Yeah.
my favorite.
It's okay. He's not even singing anymore. So I can
No.
just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I understand. I understand. Uh, I really don't like Christina's version. So that's very cool to see the difference between us because we can like the same things but in different ways. Like
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Christina's is more Mao vibe and Thomas is mine, but it's the same song. So
Yes, but it's the same song. It's crazy.
it's very
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That's
Okay.
the point of this podcast, to share our thoughts.
Yeah, different opinions. So let's go to the last one that he's not so uh, underrated
Underrated.
when you compare to the other ones, but it's still underrated. That Austin Mahone,
Mm-hmm.
uh, he was like in a moment that Justin Bieber was like the biggest star. So we had a lot of kids, boys trying to make it like Cody Simpson, and Austin
The
was
same song.
one of them.
Mm-hmm.
With Austin, I don't know why they were like saying the album is coming, the album is coming, the album is coming. It never came. Like I can feel the frustration of this boy because when they finally found a sound for him, that was the pop, very inspired by NSYNC and the boy bands in the early 2000s. They
Mm-hmm.
made an EP, and they were always saying, "This is not the album. This is not the album." So
Mm-hmm.
felt like all the time was not something for real. Like we can listen to this now, but she would be waiting for something really unbelievable. I don't know, and that never happened, of course. So now he's on OnlyFans, uh, making sexy photos for us, but he's still releasing music. But I
Oh,
feel,
really?
yeah, I feel like he had the potential to be
Okay.
like really bigger in the music sense, not the OnlyFans sense for us. Sorry, but
Luquitas, please behave.
okay.
Okay.
The song that I chose is "Till I Found You." I really love the Secret EP because, as I said, has the 2000 sound on that in every track. So I love the whole EP. I want to know the Mariel's opinion because for me is a little bit of NSYNC in this song. I want to know your mind about that, your
You got
thoughts.
it, baby. And I actually wrote here. It has a lot of 2000s vibe. I like this one. This is the type of sound that I like. Fresh pop, just like dance,
Yes.
danceable. I
Nice one.
found it good. This one is the one I think that stands out between him and Darren. These ones are the ones that stand out the most for me. So I like it. I know who he was, but never actually paid too much attention to what he was doing. So this time, thank you, Luquitas, for sharing this one.
Yeah.
And it was a good thing. It was a good thing to listen to him.
Yeah, you're gonna love the whole EP if you
Okay.
didn't listen, because
Okay.
every track is very 2000s. There's no other type
Okay.
of sound on that. I really love this one. And you,
Will
Mal?
do.
Okay, with Austin Mahone, as you said, Lukitas, maybe he's underrated in a way, but maybe he's not in comparison to the other guys.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
in this case, I remember when we had the episode talking about the underrated girls. You can find that a lot of these girls, or even all of these girls, were like Britney clones or something like that. Like they were trying to release something very similar to Britney or something like that. In this case, for example, Darin or Lee Ryan, they were not like clones, of other
Mhm.
singers. But
Mhm.
in the case of Austin Mahone, I perceive he is very a clone of Justin Bieber. Maybe he
Mm.
didn't want to be, of course. Nobody
Yeah, of
wants to be a
course.
clone of somebody. But
Mhm.
in this case, they were trying to release this kind. It's very
Yeah,
formula. Even when the
that's a fact.
sound,
Yeah, Justin Bieber
yes.
is the reason why Austin Mahone was signed by a record label for
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
yes, yes, that's why. Yes, and it's sad, but it's business. It's the music industry. We talk about this in every episode. Like we as a pop fans know how the music industry works. And it works like that. You have a very huge singer, and of course, you want as a producer or something like that, you want clones of this singer.
Mhm.
You want another Justin Bieber, another. And I was thinking about what is the other name guy because it was like very Justin Bieber, and it was Cody Simpson. And with Austin Mahone, was the same for me. I remember when Austin Mahone released his music, I was like, okay, it's another Justin Bieber. And
Yeah.
even Sean Desmond, in the case of Sean Desmond, he was very lucky to be a part of that, and he was very famous, and he was success. His act was successful. But in the case of Austin Mahone, sorry for him because for me, like it's very clone, it's very formula.
Yeah.
But
He
it's
deserved
not bad.
more.
It's
Yes.
he deserved more. Be yes, yes.
Yeah.
Joaquin here says, I agree with Lucas with Austin Mahone. I saw the same thing as him, apparently. Okay. I remember that he had great success with Pitbull and for
Yeah.
being Becky G's boyfriend. I didn't know.
Ah, he
Yeah.
was Becky G's boyfriend. I
I,
didn't know.
yeah,
I
and the
didn't know.
single that was kind of a hit was with Pitbull. It's called yeah. It's in this EP too. It's like
Yes, I
Bop
saw
by
that.
Hanson, you know.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very good
Okay.
track
Okay.
actually. Yes.
I didn't know he
He
was Becky
deserved
G's
more for sure.
boyfriend.
Becky
Okay.
No,
G.
I didn't know.
La-da-dee-da-dee-da.
I interviewed Becky G years ago.
Oh, you
Oh,
She
told
was,
us.
yeah,
in
she was,
person?
But
she's like this.
but when she was a pop singer, not a reggaeton singer.
When she appeared on the new Power Rangers movie, I went to cover that red carpet here in Mexico. They came,
Oh,
and I
great.
interviewed her and Naomi
Naomi Scott.
Naomi Scott. Yes,
Oh,
I feel
really?
jealous for the
I
very
Wow.
will
first time.
send you.
Yeah.
Yes,
I will send
You tell
you
us.
the interview.
that's
Yes,
great. I love Naomi. Yes.
and Becky G is like this
Yeah.
big. She's so
Is
Yeah.
small.
she
So
nice? Is she nice, Maria?
oh, she's yeah. Naomi is really nice. I actually interviewed the five Power Rangers, so they were all nice.
Okay.
And the girls, Naomi is so British, so she's talking like this, and
Okay.
like very British. And Becky G spoke
I
to me in
love
Spanish
Naomi.
because
Yes.
she's Mexican. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Becky was very nice, but she's like this big. She's not so tall.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
really
That's
Okay.
small.
Yes.
great. I actually love that movie by Power Rangers.
Yeah. Oh,
But
uh,
yeah.
interesting. Well, I interviewed the whole crew cast. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So
me too. I saw
Incredible.
twice in the theaters. I was very
Oh,
excited.
um,
really?
Yes.
I was invited to the
I can't
premiere.
believe that. Yes.
I was invited
Yeah.
to the premiere, so I watched it too. So when I work for this media thing, I will
Yeah.
share the interview with you so you see.
Yeah, please. Naomi is
Of
actually a great
course.
singer too.
I didn't
One
know
day,
that.
I didn't know that.
we can talk about her. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I think that was it, right, Luquitas?
Yes. Yes. We are
Okay.
done.
Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. There's Mouse Mom, Miss Lucelena. Hello, Mouse Mom.
All the time supporting the show. Thank you, mamita. Gracias, mamita.
I'm
Te extraño. I miss
telling
you
you,
so
Te
much.
amamos.
we love you. We love you, everybody. Adrian, Joaquin, everybody
Adri.
for being. We love you, and we appreciate so much your support. I hope
Thank you,
you guys
friends.
have enjoyed this
Yes,
episode that for Lucas was very important. So, anything
yes.
else, Luquitas, that you want to
Uh,
add now?
I want to
no,
say thank you, guys. Yes.
sorry, friend. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
No, no, no. I was wondering who is Funk because he's from Bogota too. So,
You
say
can discover. He Please
yes,
send a message to Mao. Thank.
yes,
Please.
yes, yes. But yes, go ahead,
Okay.
friend.
I just want to say thank you. It was a pleasure as always. Thank you, everyone watching. I love to see your opinions about the songs, even when you guys hated a lot of songs that I love, but that's okay. And can wait for the next one. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Lucas, for sharing your songs. Well, not your song, but your favorites with us. And
Yes.
obviously, there's always a lot to talk about. We won't always be um, on the same position when it comes
Yeah.
to songs and artists. But that's the important thing about this podcast, that we get to understand more about the others' tastes, and
Yeah.
like sharing our thoughts and stuff. It's really cool.
I just remember now that in the Colombian episode that Mao did, I hated every single song, so
Yes.
I cannot say no.
you
Okay,
are
I'm gonna
you
be
are you
quiet
are
for
you
the
are
next
you
few
are
months.
you are paying the price today.
Yes.
No, it's
Yeah.
I'm
So,
joking. I'm joking.
but it's always interesting to listen to different
Yes.
artists, and we hope to know what you guys think about these songs and artists that Lucas shared today with us. And get ready, because next week is my turn, and you will be seeing a different Marielle. Yeah, baby.
Okay.
It's gonna be
Wow.
cool.
Ooh.
It's gonna
I
be
Ooh.
cool.
think I know what's coming.
No,
Yeah,
I
baby.
don't know. I'm so curious. I
Oh.
want to say
You will.
something before
Go ahead.
Please.
leaving. Yes, thank you the audience, thank you friends. Today and all of these days I had like some stressful days in my work, and this is like my happy place. Like when I
No.
talk to you and when I share these moments with you is my happy space in the week during the week. So thank you so much. I love you, friends. Love you,
Love
the
you too.
audience. Love you, Joaquin, and love you, Adrian, because you are like very fans right now, like our favorite
Yes.
fans. Thank
They
you,
are
mamita.
loyal
Gracias, mamita,
fans.
por todo el
Yes.
apoyo. Kisses, and that's all. And you're going to have, like, I'm almost done with the playlist, so you're going to have your playlist. Adrian, that is the one that all the time is asking for the playlist, so you're gonna have them. So don't worry,
Yes.
I'm finishing.
Yes, thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a big thumbs up. And follow us on our social media at Ready Set Pop Pod on Instagram. Um, Big kisses to everybody, and we will see you next week.
Ciao.
Bye.